When is this music changing?
Oh, same thing.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're keeping it.
Do you want me to?
Marcus Wiegert's
Hey!
music. No, I do not like that music, but keeping it. Jules likes it.
Episode 148
good.
of the Joel Fleischman Happy Hour podcast. Papa Tap.
What's this? Do the double tap?
Oh, yeah. I just feel like it needs a little prep, just like a...
I feel like if I tap
You
it
ready for
twice,
this?
it's not
Does
going to
anybody else do that?
overflow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't do that, but I like when people do a shot and they always have to slam it and then go.
Yes,
looks
that's like
hardcore.
straight out of the movies.
Yeah, it's like out of the movies. Like,
Are you supposed to, I know you go down, up, down, then you take it.
Okay. I'll work on that one. But
the new thing with college kids is they count.
No.
What?
So if you lose the drinking game, then you have to do a shot or finish your drink. Somebody in the group will start going 8, 7, and they all chime in 6, 5, 4, 3, and you have to finish it by the time they're done counting.
Wow.
Have you ever played
Pressure's on.
Zoomy?
No.
Nope.
Oh, that's a lot of thinking. You, if we were playing, it would be 1, 2, someone Zoomy. So let's say there's 4. So it would be Zoomy, 1, 2, 3, and then you have to, if I'm number 3, you have to go 3, 3, 2, 2, and then you have to go 2, 2, 3, 3, and then I have to go 3, 3.
I have played that,
I've
yeah.
seen this happen. I have not participated.
I believe
but
the name of the game has changed since I played 1,000
We
years
always call
ago.
it Zoomy.
As Andy says, in the 1900s.
It's not wrong.
back then.
I wasn't
so
even born
crazy.
in the 1900s.
Well, hey, welcome
And
back, Meg.
we have literally every single person that tried listening or watching this podcast is now off. So we're at 0. So way to go.
Yeah. That's how we're going.
It was a clunky start. Megan's she thought it was a great start. I didn't think it was. Okay, let's get going.
All right, we're getting back inside Joel's head and talking about all
Well,
things.
who's Megan? First of all, if you don't know Meg,
Drexel.
we can't
Yeah, how
act
about
like she's
Meg?
world famous.
Yeah, I'm back.
Back again. What do you do here,
From
Meg?
episode number 42,
293,
93,
to 139.
139. Now she's here at 140.
yeah.
Are you the most ever?
It's gotta
Maybe.
Be. Gotta be.
Not
Pretty
Big Deck
close.
Energy. He was not the most ever. Go back and watch 83 if you want to have some fun. I think we might actually take that one down. The one that we might have taken down.
Okay. Yeah,
But
Meg.
yeah, what's up, Meg? I think you might have the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
So your fourth one, as far as we know.
5th.
Fifth one.
Fifth.
Wow.
Well, count it.
Fifth at almost 150.
I think so. All right.
You're like 3%
My first
of
one
my
was
pods.
an intern pod.
Oh.
Must have been in 2020.
You were here as you were on the
2021.
intern as an
you
intern.
did an intern. It was me. Or maybe it was the young people of Drexel you called it. 'Cause it was like me, Annie Skarupa, Mary Skarupa, and Leah,
wow.
maybe? Leah Flitter.
Well, it would have been interns. They would.
Yeah.
You're the only one that came aboard full time from that group. So.
Yeah.
All right,
And
let's
here
get
we
to
are.
it.
Okay, so we're talking all things outside of Drexel. At least we're gonna start that way. And
Megan's vision for this pod.
yes, this
Yeah.
is Megan's vision. So
Joel
thank
She was
you.
outside of Drexel walls. Because
Yes.
we see you every day.
Yes.
And so we know everything that's going on in your life. But other
Literally.
people
literally
don't.
does.
Yeah.
If you don't know Megan and our relationship, it's kind of like dad and oldest daughter.
Yeah.
I used to call her my oldest or youngest sister, and then the age gap is actually more father-daughter. So
Weird
that's
how
where
that
we're at.
works.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. All right. Well, we were talking about lunch in the park. For those that don't know, this is something that you do every few weeks. Yes? Can you kind of
Once a month. Yeah.
once a month? Okay. Kind of talk us how that
Oh
came
wow,
about.
we just got like real
Yeah,
quick.
let's
Stuff I really
dive.
don't tell a lot
Let's
of
dive.
We wasted the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
stuff I really don't tell a lot of people. So gosh, how do I say it? So Lunch in the Park is a homeless program to feed the homeless that we go out once a month on Saturdays. And we've been going a lot at Lincoln Park, which is maybe the toughest part of Milwaukee. And we have a food truck, we have a hot dog cart, and we do, currently we're doing hot turkey,
Okay.
gravy, and homemade mac and cheese from the Piggly Wiggly. We do chips, water, and soda. Try to cheer up their world. We feed about 100 people a month. That's through the Street Disciple program with Griffin and some missionaries down in Street Disciples down in Milwaukee. And so, yeah, Saturdays once a month about 7 a.m. I go to the Piggly Wiggly in Kewaskum. They usually have all the food and fixings ready for me. We do chips, a dessert, and I load up and I drive down there, and then we go to the Newman Center Mass in Milwaukee. It's turned into our tradition on Saturday morning. Come back, load up, do daily Vespers, which is a whole other thing. So we pray again.
Wow. Yeah.
And then we go out and about 11 o'clock serve people till about 1 o'clock, and then I get home about 2 o'clock. We've been doing that. This will be 11 consecutive months this month.
Okay.
So November 11th.
And do you do that with your family?
My wife, Pam, has done it. Jackson has done it. Macy has done it. It takes a lot out of you.
Yeah,
it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone's single person. I've had Andy Rutler's done it with me. I've had other people do it with me. I haven't had a consistent group of people.
Sure.
It takes a lot out of you.
Mm-hmm.
I say it this way, that it basically like opens my heart up, and you really are serving Jesus. I mean, and they are wonderful, amazing people, but it kind of like opens up wounds in your heart you didn't know you had, and you really see all those people. I try to make a connection with every one of those people.
Yeah.
Look them in the eye, appreciate them, talk to them, and then just when your scars are recovering, you go the next month. So it's been an interesting trip.
Yeah. Any like conversations or anything while you're there that like have really, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the whole experience shifts your perspective and, like you said, heals things. But any one conversation?
Yeah, I mean, it's what's really amazing to me is how often they're in a really good mood.
Yeah.
I'll be like, how you doing? They'll be like, great. How you doing? I'm like, you sure you're great?
Yeah.
Like, pretty sure you're not doing so
you
great
doing,
today.
really?
Yeah, and they'll be like, great, I'm good. You know, there's some people that really, really are struggling those days. Usually, you can tell they're really high or just having a really bad day, and that's tough. But I'm always amazed how grateful they are, how much they take care of each other. They'll help each other. Some people will be like, oh, I don't need that much. Save that for somebody else. Or so it's been amazing that way. You really do. You know, I think it says in the Bible, right? When you feed the homeless, when you feed the poor, you feed me. Jesus says, and I do feel like quite often you're doing that.
Yeah.
So that's great. And then I'm kind of in the kitchen crew, and then we do have the street disciples that just go and connect with people.
Okay.
They don't help with the kitchen stuff at all, and so they really are street disciples. They do that full time, not for a living. They do that full time for a vocation and a passion. So when they go out, they are sitting down in a lawn chair and talking to people. And last time they were talking to a guy off the ledge.
Wow.
Like, literally, he was thinking about not being around, and we stuck around a long time and talked to him. So I forget his name. I hope he's doing well. So I meet, I don't know, a lot of times the young girls always affect me the most. You know, the young moms and the young girls that are on the streets for whatever reason. I always kind of see connected to them. So last month I know there was a girl named Bree pre-play for her, and she was just the cutest little thing. And she came back from mac and cheese 3 times, you know, and she must have weighed 115 pounds. I'm like, Bree, where are you putting all that, you know? So, it always seems like you hit somebody's connection, and the kids are always hard to see, too.
Yeah.
But always in a good mood, too.
Well, and I always think about that when, like, trying to get my kids involved with more volunteering and, like, where they're comfortable serving, where to start them at, you know, and even, like, our local Second Impression store in Fond du Lac supports our local school and stuff. So I'm like, maybe just start there, you know, and just start.
I will say it brings me very little joy, and I got to talk myself into it every month. So like, I'm not some great saint, but just show up and do the work like anything else. So it's kind of something you're called to do. You're not necessarily, if you volunteer, it's not necessarily always something you want to do. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. It completely does. Well, and too, I mean, with full busy schedules, I'm sure you can make all the excuses too, right? You know, and just I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So this is when, I mean, as we're headed into November and the holidays, like this is, I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities where we could all really step up and give it a try.
It's the easiest thing to cross off, you know.
Yeah.
How did you get connected to Griffin?
So the whole story is how it all started was I was in a wedding in Dallas with Pam, my wife, and there were so many homeless people in downtown, like most downtown cities, but Dallas was really, really strong homeless people wherever we went, it seemed. And I got on the flight, and I remember telling her, I'm like, I can't do this. I don't like going into the cities. But I said, that's also wrong, too. I'm just ignoring the problem, right? I just want to live in my little rural subdivision and ignore the fact. I said, I think I got to do something, Pam. And we have a food truck here, obviously, at Drexel. And I'm like, I think I'm just going to take the food truck down. She's like, you're nuts. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't really know why, but I feel like I need to do that. So I have 2 friends that are priests, Father Strand, Father Mark. I have more than that, but those 2 are close to me. And I reached out to both of them knowing they had Milwaukee ties and said, hey, before just some random dude shows up on some street corner, maybe somebody can guide me. And I called a few food pantries and people they sent me to, and I don't think they really got what I wanted to do because they never called me back. which is fine. And then I met this guy named Griffin. Father Strand said, maybe you want to call this guy named Griffin. I went down and saw him in the inner city. And immediately we started praying for like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, this guy's totally... I was not ready for that. I was white-knuckled the whole way down because it was like inner city. I didn't want to go. I'm like, Holy Spirit, just send me back. Yeah. Again, I've got a lot of other things to do today. And then he's like, hey, do you want to see what I do? And I had no idea. So I'm like, sure. And here he's a street disciple, so I call him St. John the Baptist. He literally just walks up to people and be like, how are you doing?
Oh, wow.
Homeless people look really rough. And just starts talking to him. And he's like, can I pray for you? And he keeps a notepad and he writes down, he's like, I'll pray for you tonight. And, what are your prayers for? And then ask him about God, ask him when the last time they went to Mass. And I really thought he'd get slapped in the face a lot, right? Or like ignored a lot or mocked a lot. And man, he's got a talent or a gift. And people open up to him, cry in front of him. Yeah. We ended up, I think her name was maybe like Lakeisha. Yeah, I think that was it. And she had... she opened up her trunk. We saw her. She opened up her trunk, and you could tell she was living in her trunk with her two. She had two young kids, maybe 4 or 5 years old, and she said, "I know." We were talking, and it was kind of like, "How are you doing?" And she goes, "I've been better." Yeah. And then he's asked, "Can I pray for you and all that?" And she's like, "Yeah, my grandma died. I haven't went to church and all that, and I would appreciate the prayers." And I said, "I think you just need a hug." And we hugged it out, and she just started crying like crazy. And I got in my car. I'm like, okay, maybe that's something. And then it turns out Griffin was really living he was living in church pews, and he was kind of living with the homeless people that he serves, and didn't have a stability. And it was like 2 or 3 months later, he called me. He's like, Joel, I think I need to live somewhere. It's hard for people to help me. I'm like, yeah, you think? People aren't just going to live on a church pew with you? Come on, Griff. So he's like, do you know anybody that gets into real estate or knows construction or could help me find a place? And I'm like, okay, Holy Spirit, scream louder at me, right? I'm like, I kind of know a guy, Griffin. Yeah. So we had looked at a few places in very dark spots in the inner city. We had an offer on one even, on 2 different ones. And we ended up actually buying 2 homes on Marquette campus. Okay. Mark Wazala, shout out to him, ends up being a huge customer of Drexel after this. And so we have 2 large homes in Marquette, both hold 12 people, where Griffin and his team assemble there. And then from there, I said, Griffin, don't forget I still want to serve the homeless. Yes. So then we started serving people last December.
Wow.
And we call it Lunch in the Park.
That's cool. Okay. Thanks for sharing that. I had no idea.
So if team members want to go with you, something like that,
yeah, just reach out. Yeah, it's once a month on a Saturday. I'll give you the date. We try to do it the 3rd Saturday, but that always kind of wanders a little bit. 3rd Saturday this year is deer hunting on November, 3rd Saturday in December is Christmas. We're going to do the 2nd Saturday, November 11th this month. Yeah, reach out. We know a few weeks ahead of time. Please come and help. Again, you do get more out of it than you put in, so it'll be worth your time for sure. Please come help.
Sure, that's great.
Thanks, Megan.
Yeah, thank you. Recently,
my voice went all like, whoa.
We heard that recently you had purchased a church, and curious about your plans, your vision for that. We had local church here in Campbellsport. Once coffee brewing, and the church used it again, and now it's a training center. What's the vision here?
Yeah, we got a little white Baptist church here in Campbellsport that we use for a training center. It was built with tamarack logs down below that were probably here since the 1800s. It's a beautiful building, right, guys?
Yeah, it is.
They're both shaking their head, yes.
Yeah,
really, really cool building. We recently, through the Sunshine Foundation, which is a 501c that we started, a nonprofit. Mandy, who works here, is on the board. With a guy named Tom Tobin, who's an accountant and a good guy that I get along with really well. So he's on the board. It's just us 3 right now on the board. We're using some of the funds from selling Drexel to put into the Sunshine Foundation. And really our first very large purchase, there's a guy named Father Maher. Crazy. I'm not a city guy. I'm not connected with Marquette at all. I have no vibes of why I'm connected to it. And Father Maher is connected to the Marquette homes that we talked about and has been a Marquette priest, a Jesuit priest down there for like 30 years. Said, hey, someday I want to do a bar. Okay. I want to do a bar, and kids are going to drink anyway. I want to do it responsibly, so no power drinking, no shots, no cell phones, no music, or he's like light music, and he's like, and I kind of want to encourage like people my age or older people to go there and play cribbage with them and just hang out and drink. I'm like, oh, that sounds super cool. Does. Very much needed on campuses. And he's like, hey, there's a place across the street is the Irish Heritage Cultural Center. and it's a building that was built in 1897. It holds 1,600 people. Helen Keller spoke there.
Wow.
Dr. Martin Luther King has spoken there. Iconic place, and it's just like withering away. It's like this old limestone, beautiful, huge church. And I'm like, sure, Father Maher, you're crazier than anybody I've ever met, right? So he calls me like a month ago. He's like, Joel, it's for sale. They're closing it. I'm like, Father, here we go. And same thing. I even met with Father. I said, Father, why me? I said, of all the people in the universe, I'm not from Marquette. I don't like inner cities. Yeah. This is nothing that I want to be part of. Like, I don't like driving down here. Yeah. Like, I don't like making a 40-minute drive to city. And he didn't really give me a good answer. Besides, he kind of gave me a roundabout answer after like 10 minutes and grabbed my arm and just said a random story about somebody else. And he goes, because he sent them. So I think he was saying like, Joel, and again, it's very humbling if that's what happened, but I prayed on this and you were sent to me. This isn't about you. This is about Father Maher, right? Yeah. It's about him or about that group. So that's going to be called the St. Bridget Sunshine Center. Okay. And it's going to be really a place of hope and joy and connections, and there's going to be multiple organizations that utilize that facility. And it really is going to be a foundation for like the inner city / Marquette as these churches fall apart and things go away, for people to connect and bond. So we hope to have a coffee shop there, the bar, events there, and then there's even like a Catholic women's club on campus. And they don't have a place right now. So of course that's going to be one of their places for sure. Just a great connection place, and it's going to, St. Bridget is a famous saint out of Ireland. So we will continue the Irish Heritage Center. That's great. Cultural Center. There's like 4 organizations that utilize it monthly for their events. We'll continue to utilize that Irish spin on it as well. So Father, I won't be part of that. Again, I'm kind of behind the scenes. Sure. Father Maher will lead that charge and do all the crazy stuff he does. Father Maher, if you're listening, I'll say it to his face. He would be the Cosmo Kramer, the Kramer of Seinfeld. He's like the Kramer of priests. Yeah, he is a very eclectic, interesting guy. For sure. Yeah. So a lot of like renovations too with that? It's going to be millions of dollars in renovations. Yeah. Sure. It's going to be, we need to bring it back to life. Yeah. That makes me think of the... Hopefully weddings there, and if it just really gets utilized as a really cool downtown venue. Yeah. It kind of makes me think of the Offline Club. It's an account that I follow on Instagram, but like it's in Denmark, and of course all of the happiest countries of the world. And they are trying to bring together these places that people can go offline, no phones allowed, reading, playing games, all those things. And I'm like, let's just start one here. I just really want to be a part of that. So that's really cool. Yeah, we have a name for it. It's actually going to be called, the bar is going to be called The Bird and the Baby. Oh. Crazy story, right? So one of the missionaries that work there. I haven't heard half of this stuff. Steve, that's one of the missionaries, street disciples. Shout out to Steve that works with Griffin. He said, "Oh, you should name it the Eagle, the Bird, and the Baby, or the Eagle and the Nest, or something." Okay. And it ends up being in Ireland or Britain or London, somewhere in Europe. There's a bar where C.S. Lewis and J.R. Tolkien used to hang out, which was called The Bird and the Baby. And they had a literacy club there once a month, and the nickname for their bar was Bird and the Baby. Okay. So it's going to have this huge Irish pub, literally feel. C.S. Lewis, which is a huge Catholic author, if you didn't know that. So is J.R. Tolkien. So that religious vibe with literary stuff. So Bird and the Baby. That's on our website, right? Super unique name. C.S. Lewis quote on the website? So. It's somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, C.S. Lewis is a really cool dude. I remember actually one of our applicants one time she quoted them in our screening. She's that really stood out to me. If you want a wild read, which is actually really easy read and really fun, and it's from the 1920s C.S. Lewis lived in, I think, somewhere around that, or 1940s during World War II, I think. It's the Screw Tape Letters. Ooh. And it's the devil writing to one of his devil warriors, another devil, of how to screw with this guy. So the devil's name was Screw Tape. Okay. So he would write letters to the devil, and then devil would write him back and saying how to get to this person. And it's crazy. It was written in the 1940s, and it was about keep him distracted, right? Keep him busy. It was all these things that super relates to 2025 of oh, you almost got him. Oh, yep. I see that he's really busy. I see that he's bored. I see that he's distracted, right? Ping. Yeah, I see. Yeah, and if this was in the 1940s, wow. And there's more layers to it, but when you read it, you're like, oh, wow, this is insane. And you're kind of cheering for Screw Tape because he's trying to he's like, oh, you can't believe what I did today. Like, I really goofed this guy's up, you know, and it's just like, it's crazy weird.
Oh. Well, on that topic.
Yeah.
Megan's just like, where? She's like, I don't even know Joel. She's giving me the face like, I don't even know this guy.
No, I just like it's a lot to digest.
Yeah. It would be like, I wonder if
You wanted to peel the onion back on Joel. Here we go.
This is great. This is great.
What are some other, I always ask you this each time we have one of these, but what are some of the books you're reading right now?
Oh man, that's a good one. Right now I'm reading like 5 books at once right now, which is like my new habit. So I'll like scroll one for George Raveling just passed away. Basketball coach, really cool guy. Actually was like in his 80s or 90s, was on Twitter a lot. Just an interesting guy, and he just passed away, and he actually said that's the way he read, and that's the way I like naturally read, but I thought it was so weird and clunky so I'm like, well, if he does it, I can do it. Yep. I'm not alone, yeah. So, man, what am I reading? I'll have to get that back to you. I can't even think of I can't think of the book's names. Oh, one is The Fish and the Whale.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
You guys are gonna laugh. This is so off the rails. So it's about the people that started the banana industry in the United States.
Oh my gosh!
Like the banana boat people. Like, like like the banana boats, banana man, whatever. Like it's just like that term.
You're kidding.
And it's just crazy, right? Because you think of bananas in the United States in like the late 1800s. So they only got like 12 days to get to America, right? So they made a fortune. They would go to like Honduras or Jamaica or whatever, wherever the bananas were made, and they'd have to be like, they'd buy them for like, nothing. Because they were just like in the jungle, literally. Load them on a boat. They'd have 12 days. It took like 11 days or 12 days to get to New York to the docks. And then they'd have like 3 days to sell them if it went perfect. And then he would make a fortune because it was like a freaking banana in New York when you think about it. Yeah. But then like so many times it didn't work. So it would like work once and make a fortune, then they would chase it like the rest of their life to try to recreate the magic sauce of it. And then of course it got some of the guys like United Fruit did a lot of it, and they ended up going to Ellis Island. Where people are coming off immigrants, and they give each one of them a banana, like kind of like connecting them, like you're welcome to America. Like bananas are big here, even though they weren't, right? And then one guy, this Zalewski, I think that's what his name's. I think what the book is going to be based on. I'm only about halfway done. Yeah. He started buying the second bananas. So like if the bananas are bruised, they'll get all the other bananas bruised and they're worthless. So he'd buy the secondary bananas almost for nothing when they hit the dock, because they're like, well, these are shot. We'll throw them away. And then he would just call ahead to the different stops on a train and tell like the grocery store people like, well, I'm coming, I got bananas. And they'd only have like 1 day to sell them, and then he'd like mark it up like times,
Seems intense.
1,000.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but they like the lives they lived, right? Because they had to like go down and like negotiate with the jungle people, plant the bananas, run the rail, drive it up, and then supply and demand was like crazy because like if the bananas failed down south, they didn't have any bananas.
I know.
Oh, it's funny. It's just a funny, crazy book. Like,
I didn't think that's what you were going to say when you said
it. It's like kind of mafia, kind of crazy. Then one guy invented, like, tried to figure out, like, how to, like, put a cooler on the boat, right? Like, they're just, like, nutsos.
Seems like something you would do.
How do you find out about this book? Yeah.
Well, I do Kindle. Like, I have a Kindle book, so it's always recommending you books.
Yes,
and,
that makes sense.
And I'm just always searching, like, any weird...
Really,
it takes me down just different rabbit holes of different books. Sure. So, and then my other books... I'm reading some God books like I always do, and some spiritual books. But sometimes that just gets me so tormented or worked up. I got to, jump onto a fish and a whale once in a while. And then business books are the same way.
Yeah. Mike, what are you reading? Do you got anything on your neck?
Mine's a little bit different. Okay, I did just read this really good book. You will like it. It's called The Last Letter. And I gave it to my grandma to read because
shout out to Barbara.
Yeah,
shout out to Barbara. Yeah. She's a gem, and she texted me yesterday that she read it in 3 days, and she had to put an ice pack on her face because her eyes were so swollen from crying. God. So if you ever
Can I say something inappropriate?
Oh no, I don't. Whatever you're gonna say, I don't want you to say it.
Okay, I'll say it offline.
Okay. Okay, The Last Letter.
Yes.
Did you cry that much?
She has Megan kind of likes romantic novels that, sometimes spark some other interest.
Oh. Well,
dear Lord.
Lord.
Let's move on. So anyway, yes, I read The Last Letter. It was very good, but it was,
I just started
cry really hard.
The Hero and the Outlaw about like archetypes and like branding, because I'm just kind of interested in learning more about that. And they start talking all about, like Harley and Lego, and like, what do you think of when you think of those brands? And like, oh, Harley's a Rebel, so that's been interesting. Something different.
That is awesome. Yeah. The science of scaling is another one I looked at my phone as you guys were doing this.
Science of scaling.
Yeah, how do you like scale up a business?
Okay.
My books are like my podcast. They're like, I don't have to think.
On the walk. Yep.
You guys seem like that's when you like to think.
No, guilty pleasures, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's good to have talent like that, right?
It's good to have, I always say, one for your head, one for your heart, whatever,
Yeah, it's kind of why I read 5, because like I jump around, because I do not sometimes when I get like exhausted by reading.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Do you ever listen to audiobooks or podcasts?
I am not a podcaster. When I drive, and this sounds crazy. Yeah, you know that already.
I remember.
I'm complete silence, and my brain spins so fast that it's just like overload when I do a podcast, and then also my brain wanders on audiobooks and podcasts. So then I have to go re-listen 1,000 times. So my brain just does not work very good for audiocast or books.
Yeah.
I've learned.
For sure. It is sometimes, I feel, helpful to be... Do you underline when you read that? Or no, because you're on a Kindle.
Yeah. No, I highlight, and then I take pictures of it on my phone.
Okay. There you go. And then, sometimes you just have to...
I just started in my Bible to take notes.
Okay. How's that going? Good?
I'm not very good at penmanship, and, it's not as beautiful as some people's writing in the margins are.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that'll stick or not, but...
See, I have to listen to it. Like,
Okay.
I don't listen to the Bible, but you told me this, to listen to the...
Oh, yeah, this is a great nugget for everybody listening.
Listen to, like, the gospel, the homily before you go to church. Otherwise, I would sit there, because my grandma wanted me to go, and I would, like, look around and pick at my fingers, like...
Well, and it sounds so bizarre when you have no context behind it.
And I was like,
it just sounds so weird.
It's like another language,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like... checking my watch, what time is it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, they're doing the communion thing.
Yep.
It's almost time to go. Like, I just had the worst mindset. And then you had told me, I found this podcast, Father Mike Schmitz.
Okay.
And
Who's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then Mandy showed me this app called Halo, where he actually he has daily ones, but I started listening to, he releases one every Sunday. And he explains it in real people terms.
Oh, yes.
Like, kind
Love
of
that.
like humanized it. And that's why I like Father Mark so much. It's because he makes the Catholic Church, I feel like, a little more human.
Sure.
Like, even when we had the
Make more
outdoor
sense.
mass at the prayer garden at St. Matt's, and Father Mark is doing his thing up there, and he's like, okay, you can stay seated for this. The Holy Spirit said he doesn't want your chair to get cold. Like, I'm like, see, that's like,
good.
like that's
Just
relatable.
being real.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
So I listened to it before, and I was like, oh yeah, it did make sense. Like, I actually was paying attention.
Yeah.
And
And now I feel like that's the only way I can go to church. Otherwise, I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm
Same.
like, oh, does everyone see me here?
Yes.
Well, I read Food for the Soul, and I'll probably start reading it now I read it more, sometimes multiple times before Sunday Mass. I used to read it just once. So I read Food for the Soul, which is essentially the same, which we're on cycle C now. I think we're like in the 30th week of whatever. You'll figure that all out when you get into your apps or into your books. But Food for the Soul, same thing. So just quick reference to that was, in the first reading, I remember this on Sunday, was something that would be super bizarre to me. Like, I don't understand the Old Testament. But it was Moses. They were at war in a battle, and if Moses raised his hands, they were winning the war, and if he dropped his hands, they were losing the war, which to me, I'm like, that can't be real. Makes no sense. But the only way that it worked, he got so tired, he had to have his friends hold his arms up. And what the Food for Cycle, the real world stuff, the nugget that I got out of it, or he gave us out of it, was that's why God gave you friends. You can't do this alone. Even Moses, what the Bible is trying to tell you was not about the context, which is I would have been obsessed with. Like, how did this battle work? He's like, it's not so much about the context. It's about his friends holding up his arms.
Wow.
That even Moses couldn't do it himself. Even though God inspired him to do it, that the friends had to hold him and inspire him to make it work. So God gives you friends to empower you and help you. So you get little nuggets like that versus, again, just going, Moses, Abraham.
I love when
You
there's
got to get out of here to breakfast. My guts hurt, right? Or whatever. Or look at say, look at me, I guess, apparently.
I have to look at to have when the pastor shares a story, like a real life today story, and then loops it back around. I'm like, I'm with you. Thank you. So I get that for sure. Well, we've just kind of gone full circle. It's kind of time for Billboard. If you
That
guys
went
want.
so fast.
It did. I know.
Yeah.
Meg.
Because I'm here. I want everyone to know that I was not prepared for this.
Same. Every week. Welcome to my world every week.
For this.
We do not prepare for these. No, we asked her about 90 seconds before she came on.
Yeah,
and with
so
a
thanks.
huge smile and her big dimple, she's like, sure. Which is why I love Meg.
do that.
Which is why I love Meg. For sure.
Yeah. Do you got a billboard message for us, Meg?
I think it changes every time.
It does. For me too.
It's never the same. So I'm gonna just have to make it a digital billboard so that when I come on for the 6th podcast, that we can just rotate through. I don't. My newest thing is like.
Fitness is my passion.
Okay, for everyone, I know I gotta tell the story.
Yes,
I used my standing desk once this week, and I probably
once this year.
Haven't used it in like 9 months.
Yeah, the first time this year.
And Andy Rattler called me out on it. No.
Yeah,
somebody called me out on it. Or he was also using his, and I'm like, yeah, fitness is my passion. But I said it in a very Megan condescending way.
And I just happened to be walking by and I lost my mind. I'm like, fitness is your passion. So now I reference it often. It's her living mantra right now.
Yeah, sure. We were going to put a decal up in front of the desk that because we were going to just like Planet Fitness. It's a no judgment zone. We went down this rabbit hole. And Andy said more like Planet Fatness. Oh. And then we're like, it was the whole thing. I wasn't going to say that, but now I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah. So
I'll say mine, and then you come back to yours. I'll give you a hot second. I'm not going to give you one, but I am going to give you what we're talking about.
Okay.
Jules and I came up with the idea early this week that when you come on our podcast, which we do weekly almost, and we always finish with the billboard question, that we would actually get a Highway 41 digital billboard, and then every week we would change out the billboard to that person's billboard.
Yeah.
And so what if I'm from Kiel and I don't go on 41?
Yeah, either way, you have your billboard for a week. I can't have it in. I can't magically put it in your backyard. Like that's not on us. Like, but somebody could screenshot it for you or whatever. But still, thousands of people are going to see your billboard. That's like, I'm not saying in your backyard, but we would have a billboard somewhere, and then we'd load it up. That's your weekly billboard, and then a little Drexel logo in the corner, and
we're getting that out to signs right away too. So,
or maybe we'd have one. We talked about having one just in downtown Campbellsport, maybe of just big digital billboard of whatever people said that week.
We should replace that sign on the corner in front of the training center 1.0. Put it there.
Oh no, I just looked at that this morning. I was like, that's valid. It'd be kind of interesting.
It's a 4-way stop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we bought you enough time. What you got?
I used to get so wrapped up in like this comparing myself to other people, like that person has a house or that person has their master's, blah 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 blah. So I don't always say it, but I always think like I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I think that's what my mom says. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Good.
Because it actually, when I think about it, it takes so much like stress off of everything. Like something bad happened, well, it's right where I'm supposed to be. Like I'm very domino effect. If this happened, it was because XYZ needed to happen. So that's my billboard.
Also, like God has a plan for you. Like I love that, right? I'm right where it's supposed to be because like God does have a plan for you, even though we can't see it.
Yep.
Plus, like the unbelievable dominoes, like you said, or the unbelievable chances that us three are in this room together in 2025, right? I mean, I always kind of break that down. There's 8 billion people on our planet currently. 8 billion. And then all the people that have lived throughout the history of time, and the fact that we're even just alive as a soul, and the fact that us three are together right now in this moment, the odds of that are impossible. Infinite. Like the decimals would never stop. So apparently there's a plan. So apparently, currently, right now at 3:43 p.m., we are right where we're supposed to be. And when you live that life, and none of us can stay there, right? But you can live that present life, like this is where I'm supposed to be, and actually appreciate that, which is even really hard for me usually, because I usually don't appreciate it, or maybe all of us get nasty thoughts that we don't appreciate it. Man, if you're just right where you're supposed to be, you're right where you're supposed to be no matter what. It's kind of like back to like God is good no matter what, right? So I love it, Meg.
Amen
love you, Meg. Love you, Jules.
Wait, Jules didn't do
guys.
hers. Oh, she never gets to do hers.
She does every once in a while.
Well, now I already ruined it.
We'll have to spin it back to Jules. We'll have to have a Jules podcast at some point.
There you go. You can put me on the hot seat.
1v0.
Jules has a
she has her own podcast. Yeah, we don't need a Jules podcast.
On purpose, right?
Yes.
Everyone can listen to Jules' podcast.
That's how we'll end it. Yeah. So she doesn't. Don't see her billboard. Go live her billboard on her podcast. Yeah.
There we go.
She's got way more followers than me. Does a way better job than me.
WWJD. What would Jules do?
Basically, positive.
On purpose
podcast. And if you like this, you will love that.
Yeah. Amen. I'm just judgmental on purpose.
Nobody likes this. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We love you all.
Oh,
Peace
Bye.
out.
peace out.